joined by the great Bob Kravitz from The Athletic as he is preparing to head to Milwaukee to cover the Boilers and in that region and whatever else goes on there. Bob, how are you, sir?
I am splendid. How are you? You sound like you've had a long couple of days.
Yeah, it feels like it. It's starting to feel that way as well. So, but you know what? I could be digging ditches.
Exactly.
I could be digging ditches. We all got
to keep it in perspective.
Exactly right, man. There is no lie to that. It is the absolute funnest time of the year for me. Well, it used to be at least. But yeah, the NCAA tournament is the greatest sports spectacle. And I think that it has gotten the parity is this could be, I don't want to make it happen. Man, this has the potential to be one of the greatest tournaments ever because there are 10, 12 teams that can win the title. And we've got talked earlier about the 4-seed Providence and taking on the 13 seed. Who are they playing, John? I forgot already. But the 4 to 13 seed split is only a 2-point differential.
South Dakota State.
Yeah, South Dakota State.
The Jackrabbits, man, they can score. They can really score. That's going to be a hell of a first-round game. I'm looking forward to, who's Davidson play? Michigan?
I have no idea. I don't have.
They play Michigan State.
Michigan State. That's going to be an interesting first-round game as well. I got Davidson maybe making the Sweet 16.
Wow. See, that's the thing. You got to pick the upsets, and Shimitori on the comment line was showing some that he had picked as well in your brackets if you're going to do that. And it's just hard picking those. Is that the biggest upset you have picked?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't. I wrote it out somewhere online. I didn't print it out, but I think that's one of the biggest upsets, if not the biggest upset I have. In a tournament. Well, what's interesting about it, it's an older tournament. I mean, usually you got a lot of one and dones who dominate, but because of the pandemic year and so many guys coming back, I think this is going to be an older group, and I think it's going to be like a typical NCAA tournament where guard play is going to be what determines games. And that's why I just don't see Indiana going real deep, much less getting past this game tonight against St. Mary's.
So, well, I think they beat St. Mary's. I don't think they beat UCLA, but I think if they can hit some damn shots.
How long have we been saying this, Jim?
They've got to be able to hit shots, but they were shooting well in practice yesterday. I can say that.
Well, yeah, exactly. When the lights go on, it's a whole different deal. Look, this team is going to go as far as Trace takes it, and they're going to have more Geronimo type games, whether that's Tamar Bates or heaven help us Miller Kopp or whoever, Rob Finney, and maybe have a Purdue type of performance. They've got to get something from somebody you don't expect, like Jordan Geronimo. Because Jordan Geronimo won that game the other day. He did.
Yeah, in many ways, not just offensively either. His defense was good. I mean, the one still when he took the ball out of was it Maldonado's or whoever it was, just took it out of his hands.
Dunk. Yeah, one of the greatest. It's a dunk / pilfer. he just took it right out of his hands. It was great.
And I love that he didn't try to block it, whatever, that he took it away because he gained a possession. I hate when I see someone block a ball into the fifth row of the stands. I'm like, what the hell did you do? Just
so they can flex.
Yeah.
So they can flex. That was one of the things, and I'm not saying that I was old enough to see Bill Russell play. I'm not quite that old. But if you watch the replays, Bill Russell not only blocked shots, but he blocked them in bounds. And he blocked them to his teammates to get the fast break going. And guys don't do that very much anymore. I will say Miles Turner, when on the occasions that he does play, is really good at that, at blocking shots and keeping it on the floor.
Indiana does open tonight against St. Mary's. What is it about that game, other than the inability of Indiana's shooting prior to this, do you think is going to keep them from winning this game?
Well, they got to be incredibly, incredibly efficient. They can't turn the ball over hardly at all. St. Mary's will play at a snail's pace. I was reading this morning that they are like 330 something in pace of play, but they are incredibly efficient and they've got some shooters. This is a team. You want to talk about defense, and Indiana's playing great defense right now. And they're number one in the Big Ten, so that's kind of their identity. But St. Mary's held Gonzaga, the number one team in the nation, to under 60 points. And I'm sure that wasn't all just bad shooting by Gonzaga. So look, I realize these are 19 and 20-year-olds, and they're not sitting in the middle seat, eating snacks on the way to Portland with a layover in Minnesota, for a couple of hours in the middle of the night. But it can't help but impact how these guys feel physically as they take on St. Mary's. I mean, that was a bitch of a trip. And I realize that they travel in relative luxury compared to the rest of us stiffs, and God bless them for it. They deserve it. But I think it's going to be really tough to bounce back after a trip like that. I really do.
Yeah.
Against a good team.
Well, and you add to that the fact that they had the delays on getting to Portland.
Right.
They had to switch
planes.
Right,
that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, it's been a nightmare. We'll certainly see. You got UCLA is also in this bracket. As I mentioned earlier, talking about Michael Lewis. So I look forward to seeing them play. I'll see Gonzaga play, so I'm looking forward to see Gonzaga play. They play the first game today, as a matter of fact.
Is that right? Yeah. I mean, Gonzaga, I got Gonzaga winning the whole thing. I think it's time. I really do.
That's who I have picked. I'm like, you know what? In this era of parity, even though I don't know who's going to win it, I'm going to go with Gonzaga just because I think they're due.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. There's a lot of parity, but I bet you I think this is going to be like virtually every other tournament that's ever been run. By the time we get to the second weekend, it's going to go chalk. It's going to go chalk. It always does. It's going to be Kentucky. It might be Arizona. You're going to have probably 2 or 3 1 seeds, and maybe a 4 or 5. Maybe Purdue at a 3. Who knows? I mean, Purdue could go the whole way, or Purdue could get knocked out in the second round. They're not going to lose to Yale.
You are heading to Milwaukee to cover the Boilers. What do you see up there? What are you expecting?
Well, I don't know a hell of a lot about Yale. I'm going to do a little research once I drive up there.
I hear it's a pretty good college.
That's what they say. I couldn't get in. I didn't even try to get in.
I couldn't get into Gates.
New Jersey Institute of Technology. Yeah, I couldn't get into that one either. Look, I think they should be able to take care of their first round opponent. The second round opponent probably be Texas. And they're a pretty good team, and they've got a hell of a coach in Beard. That would be interesting because Beard coached that Arkansas Little Rock team that beat Purdue many years ago. I think I'm getting this right. If I'm not, I don't have the thing in front of me, the brackets in front of me, but I think they'd probably take on Texas, and Beard, Little Rock. That's going to bring back some old memories.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. Who else up in that bracket are you looking forward to seeing?
That's a good question because I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry, Jim.
No, me either. I'm the same way. But yeah, I like to because you get sometimes you'll get a sense of who's going to go where and do what once, even though it's not the team you're covering or not. So that's why I'm looking forward to seeing Gonzaga play. Looking forward to see UCLA play and how those go forward from there. Indiana's ended their season, ironically, getting their first tournament win in 6 years in Dayton. And I believe it was 1 year.
David Archie Miller was
1 year to the day.
1 year to the day.
How ironic. Can it be any more irony?
In Dayton. So, now I'm seeing where Sean Miller might make a comeback. God help us all.
No, I thought it was Archie Miller.
No, it was Art. Sean Miller,
Archie
maybe-
is favored to be a top candidate for the Rhode Island job, is what Jim is getting
Okay.
at.
I know Sean's also up for a couple of jobs too.
What jobs are he up for?
I forgot. I thought I read that somewhere, but
I just
off
said
the internet.
I have no idea what the hell Rhode Island is thinking, or they have spoken to no one, or when they speak to the people in Indiana, they're going to say, well, he's a nice guy, he was great to work with, but how can they not look at what these players have said and the results that was there and all of that and buy his BS? He's the word. He is the, as a human, he's someone that I have the least desire to be around in the world. No desire to be around.
Yeah, no, I agree. I remember when he was introduced to Indiana, and he didn't crack a smile the whole time. I thought, this guy is just a dead fish. Look, Rhode Island is probably about the level. They're A10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
That's probably the level where Archie can do well. I mean,
Yep.
He did well at Dayton, and just because he failed at Indiana doesn't mean he's going to fail everywhere. I mean, a lot of coaches learn from their mistakes. I don't know that Archie will, but I think Rhode Island would probably be an interesting spot for him. I'm curious what's going to happen to my friend Tom Crean. He just got let go of Georgia, so. Where the hell is he? I told him he should write a book, but he doesn't listen to me.
ESPN.
Quite probably.
I mean, I'm shocked that has not already been announced. I'm shocked that he didn't join him for the NCAA tournament. Well, yeah, for that. Coaching wise, I don't know where he would go. I mean, he would have to do the Tubby Smith thing.
Yeah.
Where you just really step down. Dang,
A lot of people want him at Evansville. Is that job open?
Oh, what a disaster.
The Purple Aces?
What a disaster after Walter McCarty. Is Evansville open right now?
I think that job's open. I can't confirm that, but I can try to confirm it here real quick.
Yeah, I thought that Licklider was there, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he just filled that or like a year ago.
I'm wrong.
From the former Butler guy. No, I think you're right. I think you are correct.
Excuse the sun shining in my beautiful face, but
I love that. It's just a
kind of a look.
Well, it's a beautiful day because the NCAA tournament is getting underway. I'm looking forward to that.
If I needed a vasectomy, I would have gotten one yesterday. Let's just put it that way, so that I could sit on the couch for a couple of days and do nothing but watch basketball.
I was wondering where that was going. I was like, where in the world is he going with that?
Have you heard those ads, Jim?
No.
Get a vasectomy now so you can sit on the couch for 3 days and watch basketball.
No, I didn't. I missed that.
Ads?
I have not. Oh my gosh.
In a completely different direction.
Oh, yep. Well, buddy, I appreciate it. I know you've been busy and are going to be busy. So what are you leaving here shortly?
Yes, I'm going to go pack and get some of these hockey hats out and go up to the fridge in Milwaukee and watch some Purdue hoops. And then if they win, I think we're on to Philadelphia.
I had a stop in Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's 72 degrees there, right, today?
Right. It's nice right now, but it's going to be cold this weekend.
Yeah. Well, we got to Minneapolis, and I'm looking down, and all the water down there, it was all frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
God. Oh, yeah. They're expecting summer up there on July 26th.
That's the rumor. That's just the rumor.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, I cannot thank you enough. Go pack, safe travels. How long of a drive is it up to Milwaukee? 6 hours?
It's about 4.5. About 4.5.
Right. I was thinking from further down. Yeah, that's not bad at all, man. Leisurely drive.
Podcast, listen to some blues, a little reggae. I'll be happy.
Yep, you'll have the blues out, my man. Bob Kravitz joining us from The Athletic. Make sure you give him a follow, subscribe. I do as well. Bob, thank you, sir. Be safe. Look forward to talking to you again.
Sounds good, buddy.